Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Remember11, The Age of Infinity. We are in a new game, as you can see. Now, I'm kind of assuming that uh, I'm kind of assuming that the way that this is going to happen, that you know what? We didn't sing it. I didn't sing as a kid. Singing was banned. That's what I'm going to have Kokoro say.
私実はカゴメカゴメってやったこと
Yeah,
ない
played
んだ
it.
もしかしたら記憶にないだけかもしれないけどねちっちゃい頃のことなんてよく覚えてないしじゃあどうしてスキヤの番だと思ったのちょっとね前に読んだ物語の中にそう書いてあったからでも
Anyway,
あそこのところは
I'm thinking that with so much, so many scenes not seen, so many endings not seen, that or whatever, I'm thinking that it will eventually be playable as Satoru, and I'm guessing that's. I mean, well, if you can play as Satoru, then obviously that's the way it's got to be. You know, that's the way the story progresses, obviously. So maybe starting this over is what it takes. So that's why I'm starting a brand new game. I'm learning about Keiko there. Or Hotori. If we wind up getting to play Satoru, hopefully we'll learn a little bit more about her backstory. And the plane goes down. Okay. Now my question is, why is he, now that I think about it, why is he out in this? I'm guessing he was there at Sophia. Yeah, he was there at Sophia. I mean, obviously. I mean, he's there, you know, later, so. Non-skippable cutscene. Awesome. So instead of talking over this, I'm going to cut it. And I'll bring you back in when it's there. Okay. Well, this is being the same. Let's try leaving. Went to see if I could go out the main entrance. The door didn't have a knob or any sort of handle attached to it. It must be an automatic door, but a very peculiar one, unlike anything I've ever seen before. It's made of some sort of metal, but that's about all I can make out about it. I wonder if I... wonder how thick it is. It seems to be so sturdy that a shell shot from a tank would have little chance of taking it down. Wonder if she wants to test that. I stood in front of the door. What's spread out in front of me? Okay. Say we can handle rats. We can handle them. So if I do wind up continuing to play through this part of it, excuse me. Indirectly, I guess. It'll be maybe something a bit different. The door was to the right of the main entrance, the closest to me at the moment. Oh, what am I doing? After a few moments, the girl jumped out of the doorway. Looking confused, she beckons me over. I rushed over to her. Ow, 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 ow. Pain I had forgotten about was most likely coming from my limping knee. Somehow rallying my strength, I managed to reach the open door. The girl went inside as if calling for me to come with her. There's nobody inside the room besides okay. To be honest, I was expecting this to start up in the cabin at Satoru. Let's not say anything, to be different. So there's no way for me to come up with a surefire comeback. What would it take for him to realize that I am Fuyakawa Kokoro? Couldn't quite make out Uni's expression at the moment. It took all I had just to mutter that. Uni tilted his head curiously. His nonchalant gesture made my chest tighten and my heart feel another short, constricting burst of pain. Couldn't endure any more of this. I couldn't stay here anymore. I turned my eyes away from Uni and spoke. Leaving him with those words, I stood up. As I did so, I saw something as good as mirror in front of me. I could see it through the curtains. Darkness reigned outside, so the beautiful polished glass had nothing to show but the reflections of the objects inside the room. Of course, the walls, the lighting, and the furniture were not the only things that could be seen there. My appearance was faintly floating in, painted hazily in the darkness. Thought that maybe I was hallucinating. I closed my eyes and opened them again, but what I had first thought was an illusion didn't want to disappear from the slick glass surface. A cold sweat ran across my back. I wanted to scream, but something was stopping me. Felt as if something was stuck inside my throat. Panicking, I hastily tried to reaffirm what I had seen. I was wearing clothes I didn't recognize at all, and it wasn't just my clothes that seemed alien to me. The 10 brutish fingers, the well-defined blood vessels crisscrossing the back of my hand, the rugged silhouette. I ran my fingers through my hair, only to notice that its length and texture didn't feel like mine at all. Still not grasping the situation, I swallowed hard and turned to Uni, almost crying out. Okay. Kind of confused here. I will admit I am being a little confused. I am really quite confused. I was thinking if you play as Satoru, it'd be towards the beginning. I mean, it'd be like the plane crash would be the cutoff point. A good old classic Ever 17. To be honest, I'm making random decisions there. Let's talk to Uni. I talked to Uni.
ねえ、ユニ？何？ここにいるのはこの4人で全部だよね。うん。そうだけど、それじゃあ、他の乗客の人。
Uni's face darkened. The room has become shrouded in silence once again. Uni looked down for a second, then back up again, opening his mouth.
それは。
待て。それは僕から話そう。
Yomogi cut into the conversation. Yomogi takes a puff on his cigarette.
まだ有機堂さんには話してなかったね。
Okay, all of that's the same. Okay. Let's make a save here, okay? Let's reload this save. Dadgummit, I saved over it! Okay. Okay, well let's let's go to this. No, I almost did it again. I almost did it again. Okay, we're in the load menu, right? Load menu. We're in the load menu. So load it. Okay. Skippy. Dang Skippy. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing as we did last time. Keep heading forward. Yes, keep going. Yeah. There I go, yeah. I mean, yada. Okay, we're going to turn back now. And see what happens. So I turned back. I felt that I should return while I could still move. My weak heart whispered to me, "You've already given it everything you've got. Just get some rest. Once you do, you'll feel a lot more relaxed." Even standing up was painful. If I fell here, I'd probably fall asleep and die. I'm sure my body would freeze, and then I'd probably be preserved beautifully in that form until spring came. I was tempted to just throw myself down onto the beautiful snow and go to sleep. But I quickly shook my head and to drive away that sweet temptation and quickly stood back up. I can't die here. I was worried about Uni and Yomugi back at the shelter cabin. If I don't go back, they might come out looking for me. Yeah. I don't want to expose them to danger. You done did. I took out the compass. It was difficult to focus on the needle because of my shaking hand. I kept my right hand still with my left. I wonder if that registered, that other ending registered because it didn't show up in the list. I wonder if that's my problem. Because there's got to be some sort of direction now for this game to keep going. Unless it's all in the same route, which I don't feel is. This isn't the game of from the people if it's not different ways to go through it. You know what I mean? I started heading westward. Had to go back no matter what to the shelter cabin. I walked on with all my might in a snowstorm so bad that I couldn't even see as far as my toes. Well, you might do better if you're trying to look at something beside your toes. Relying solely on the compass, I just kept moving straight ahead. I didn't even have the energy to look at my watch. My vision was blurred and my thoughts vague. I gradually stopped feeling cold, and that was the scariest thing of all. Heard that when I can't take the cold anymore, I'll start to hallucinate. The snow will feel unbearably hot, making me take off my clothes. Then I'll collapse half crazed on the snow and die. As I imagined that sort of end, a chill ran down my spine. The slope ended before long, and I finally reached the top of the hill. Just a little more. When I reach the bottom of this hill, I'll be able to see the shelter cabin. While I confirmed the way back with the compass, I accidentally stepped into a sunken place in the snow. That instant, the snow collapsed under my feet. I lost my balance and tumbled into the snow. My body rocked as though I had been caught and shaken hard by a giant. I screamed, but even that sound was absorbed by the snow. I fell down the slope of the snow-covered hill. Okay, now this sounds like the music of not a good ending. I stayed buried there in the snow for quite a while. The snow felt very warm. I wanted to just go to sleep like this, but brightness woke me. The flashlight I gripped tightly in my hand was shining on my face. This is a different place, at least. Well, she's looking up, I guess. It's a miracle I hadn't dropped it. No, it was a miracle that I was alive at all. I tried to stand. I staggered, but there was no intense pain. Tried moving my arms and legs slightly. It doesn't seem like I broke any bones. The snow was thick and had acted as a cushion. I brushed away the snow that clung to my face. Even my eyelashes and eyebrows are frozen. When I rubbed them with my gloves, grains of ice fell from them. As if guided by some kind of homing instinct, I unconsciously started to walk.
でもここ
Using the flashlight, I illuminated my surroundings. On the other side of my field of vision, narrowed by the snow, something reflected the light. I saw what looked like a skin-colored
なん
cloth.
だろうひょっとしたら救援物資
I instinctively ran. It's pretty far from location X, but maybe it got caught up by the wind and carried here. I shone the beam of the flashlight down on at the cloth spread out on the snow. It wasn't the rescue supplies. Oh, okay. Is that Kokoro? Don't look like Mayazumi. Maybe it is Mayazumi. Woman I had never seen. Okay, huh.
大丈夫ですか
No answer. Pulling on the fingers of my mouth, I took off my gloves. I reached out to touch the back of the prone woman's neck.
死んでる
Did she get thrown in the plane crash or something? Okay. Was she with us on the plane? Why hasn't the snow covered her? It's not likely, but maybe when I fell down just now, her body was uncovered. Put my gloves back on. I took hold of the flashlight. Straining my eyes, I could see the shadow of the cabin far away.
ごめんなさい
I apologized to the corpse of the woman. At the very same time, I thought to myself, I won't end up like her. I mustered my little remaining energy and began walking toward the cabin. Okay, is this a good ending? Because this is kind of a thing to discover right now. If it was just for a random bad ending. Now, is everybody gone or are they here? That's what I want to know. I returned to the shelter cabin.
心
Why are they not out looking for me? Why did they go out before, but they're not out there now? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. You see, these games have pretty good timelines, but that sort of stuff is a little strange how... You meet Yomogi going back, but he's able to follow you, but he doesn't fall down a crevice. Even though you took the same path there to that point. It's kind of confusing me at these points. I guess I shouldn't complain. I shouldn't think too hard into it. Uni's still there, so that's good. Uni greeted me with an anxious face and ran up to meet me.
遅くなってごめん
Oops. While apologizing, Uni, I knelt over on the spot. I couldn't so much as move a finger. She needed to check the... As horrible as it is, she needed to check the dead lady, except she had anything useful on her.
心
Uni wiped the snow off
そ
my
のコ
body.
ート脱いで溶けて体が濡れたら大
Slowly removed the coat with my trembling hands and threw it aside.
変着るもの
Uni restlessly looked around and called out to Mayazumi, who was curled up on the top
リン
bunk
の
bed.
コート貸して
Mayazumi looked down at him, openly
なん
annoyed.
でいいから早く貸せよ
At Uni's unexpectedly strong tone, Mayazumi looked daunted.
なんで私が
She reluctantly took off the coat and tossed it over. He draped it over my shoulders. After that, he piled blankets on top of me as well. Mayazumi, having parted with the coat, wrapped herself more tightly in her blankets. Most of the clothing that had shielded us from the cold had gotten wet during the march through the snow the other day. We tried to dry them out inside the cabin, but they froze solid instead. We don't have any other coats. I felt a little apologetic.
火に当たらなきゃダメだよね
We have to make a fire. Something to burn? Let's look and see if this... No, okay, good. I can't do anything but shiver. Right now, this little boy seemed more reliable to me than ever before. I felt gratitude for him from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Uni. He went down to the basement. He came back up carrying a first aid kit and a box of waterproof matches. He took out scissors and tape from the kit, and then, God only knows what he was thinking, he started cutting up the blankets.
ユニ、何するの？この毛布を燃やすんだ。こら、リンも手伝って。だから、なんで私がそんなことを？どうせお前も一緒に温まるんだろ。
Reacting to the words warm up, Mayuzumi got down from the bed. Since she wasn't wearing a coat, she seemed awfully
何
cold.
すればいいわけ？めんどくさいことは嫌よ。
I'm noticing a lack of Yomogi here.
僕が裂いた毛布を春巻きみたいにギュッと丸めて、そしたら毛布がほどけないように端をテーピングで留めて。なんでそんなことを？聖司が教えてくれたんだ。リンが新聞燃やしてって言った時、新聞もね、固く絞れば薪の代わりになるんだって。一枚だけじゃ無駄だけどさ。きっと毛布も同じだよ。ぎゅっと固めれば薪の代わりになる。たく。
Cursing in her breath, she obediently helped them. Their work progressed with astonishing speed. Before my eyes, they managed to roll up a few dozen blanket logs. After Uni had thrown them in the stove, he headed toward his bed. He held out his plush bear, TB, which had been lying there on its side in his arms.
大好きだったよ。
He gazed into the round eyes of the bears and embraced it sorrowfully.
許してね。
Then Uni raided himself and set fire to the bed.
平気。黙って見てて。
TB was made of cotton. He quickly caught on fire. Uni sadly bit his lip. Uni was burning his treasure toy, which had made it back to him across the frozen land for my sake. I'm sorry, I felt awful. Uni put the burning toy in the stove. As though it were live coal, the blanket kindling flared up.
さあ、ココロン。火に当たって。から。
For an instant, I recalled what Yomogi told us about hypothermia. If exposed by hypothermia, I immediately warmed the hands and feet. Somehow calmed myself down and tried to check the state of my body. My condition didn't appear to be as severe as Uni's had been last night, which means this shouldn't have turned into hypothermia yet. If so, I'd better warm my body to prevent frostbite. Yeah. Got my hands out toward the stove while being careful not to touch the fire. My near-frozen fingertips pulsed and blood gradually began to flow through them again. My continuously shivering body began loosening up. It seemed like I was absorbing thermal energy. The firewood made from the rolled up blankets burned slower than at their first flare, warming me. Of course, it goes without saying that Mayuzumi had drawn near the fire with a look of desperation as well.
ありがとう、ユニ。無事でよかった。
I sipped some water heated by the fire from Uni and drank it in one go. Mayuzumi stared at me with eyes full of greed. I was finally feeling refreshed. Then Uni, looking restless, asked me a question.
ココロン。
Another thing they should probably do is get the clothing that's frozen and get it near there just to help dry it out.
聖司は一緒じゃないの？え？
Come to think of it, I had noticed since I was occupied with the cold, but Yomogi wasn't in the shelter cabin.
ヨモギさんはどこココロンを探しに行ったんだよ。
Oh, great. While holding her hands out towards the fire, Mayuzumi continued the subject Uni had
あんたが
raised.
飛び出していくから血相変えて出てったわよ。行き違いになったんじゃない？そんな。
I took a look out the window. The fierce snowstorm was still raging on, and within it was Yomogi still looking for me. Forced energy into my legs and staggered to my feet. Oh my gosh. Her decision making makes my headphones want to evacuate from my head. Apparently. Each time that she's left the cabin, it's always been a good ending, apparently, right? Okay. She's gonna run off again, right? She's gonna run off. She's gonna go out trying to find them. She's like, I didn't quite get hypothermia, so let's try for round number 2. We've seen 2 endings already where this happens. Let's go for a third. Third time's the charm. I headed for the door. Any weekly held me back as I tried to open the door. Yeah, believe in him. He's a tough old guy. He can handle it. Crouched down on the floor, making a hollow sound against the boards. Because I did something so reckless, Yomogi might become a victim too. I wanted him to come back soon, as if laughing at me for thinking that the storm grew stronger. Oh, she didn't actually run off. Good. After a while, all of a sudden, the sound of the storm ceased. The fire in the stove had gone out long ago. Mayuzumi, who was back in her own bed, craned her head. I wonder. I felt nothing at all. My body had nearly ceased to feel differences in temperature. Was it because I had stayed out too long in a cold place? I felt cold wherever I was. My still shivering body was proof of that. Mayuzumi inclined her neck repeatedly. No, who cares about that? Now that the storm is let up, I have to go look for Yomogi. Tried to stand. Instantly I moved, my legs buckled. I realized that I was weaker than I thought. He laid a blanket over my shoulders. What Uni said was right. Rather than acting foolishly and adding a further tragedy to what we have to bear, it's better to wait. Yomogi is a pro when it comes to mountains. He makes money's off of it, apparently. He'll definitely be alright. Of course he will, but even after waiting an astoundingly long time, Yomogi didn't come back. We have a brand new scene. Okay, is this the proper ending? I'm so confused. I wish I'd went ahead and tried this at the beginning of the episode rather than starting a whole new game. I thought the screen ending on the whites was like, good job, this is something different. You did as well as you can. It's still a pretty grim ending, but slightly, Uni being the sole survivor is slightly less grim as everybody dying, I think. And also, it actually would have made it be exactly like the newspaper. Which is why I really thought that was the real ending at that point. Okay, well, apparently I might have been wrong. We have a brand new scene. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll figure it out on the next episode if this is a proper ending. I do apologize for the mix-up at the beginning, but again, that's what you do when you play on blind. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know You don't know stuff. You don't know crap. You don't know jack. That's pretty much what I'm saying. So, I do hope you folks enjoyed. I shall see you guys in the next one. Farewell.